All right. So let's see. See how much I lost during that thinning and notching. It was right at 200 before. It's 184 now. You can't see, but it's at 184 right now. You can't see. Anyway, it was at 200. 184 is what, 16 grains? 8 grains per notch, maybe a little bit on the base. All right. Legal hunting width is an inch or 7/8 in most states. But you know, if you start with an inch, you can resharpen it at least once. All right. Now it's hard for me to see this in the viewfinder, and a lot of times I make mistakes on these measurements. I think I might have said 1.5 inches on one of the previous videos. This is 1.25 inches. So I'm going to take it down just a little bit. And it's a little bit less than 1.25 inches. What I'm going to do is, you know, I leave these a little bit wide because when I do the set, if one of them ends up being narrow, I can narrow the other ones. If I make this one too narrow, I lose the opportunity to leave these a little bit wide. Okay, so I'm going to leave these. I'm not going to take too much off the edge here. All right, I'm just going to thin it down. Now the results are not as good with wood as they are with plastic. I'm losing a lot of energy when I'm hitting, when I'm trying to do these flakes, so they're not really very long, which is okay because, you know, having a thick center is good, but I'm ending up having to hit really hard. Now when that happens, you get these radial cracks that go in. You don't want, that's the number one thing you don't want with glass, is these radial cracks, because they'll expand and go across. And it looks like you have a bending snap, but you don't. You'll have, it's a transverse fracture caused by these radial cracks at start. My camera's saying that I'm losing memory, so let's see. Let me switch over. This is a little bit too heavy for this. That one's pretty beaten up since I did one arrowhead previous. Let's try that. Just so I can get better energy when I do these strikes. Yeah. It's a little bit large for this, but it's not absorbing nearly as much energy as the wood is. So I can drive flakes further. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Some of these thinning flakes, these big ones. Saves time. Alright, one more here. Instead of doing a lot of little ones, a lot of narrow ones, a couple of pretty good sized thinning flakes at this point, and I don't have to worry about it too much. That one was not good. That one, I don't know if you can see. I hit it at the wrong angle, so instead of scooping it out, it started to dive toward this direction. So it may have a weird crack in it now. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so that was good. That was kind of lucky there. I was able to take off a pretty substantial flake. And there doesn't seem to be any damage with the flake diving in the wrong direction. Okay. And it's getting, profile's looking pretty consistent. All right, one or two more thinning flakes, and I'll be done. I'll just do the edge after. All right. Okay. So, before I run out of memory here, it's a pretty good pattern on it. The outline is okay. It's pretty much where I want it. I'm just going to trim it a little bit more. I've got it thinned down to where I want it. Let's see. I'm going to hurry. Okay, since fractions. Everything's backwards on the screen. Alright, so width is, I think it's a 7/32. I can't read it, it's backwards, but alright, and then is that 7/32? 12/64, whatever that comes out to be. 12/64 seems to be the thickest. Some bumpy areas. Is that 7/32? Okay, so 1 7/32 by 7/32. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'll trim it up on the next video. I'm losing memory, so I'm going to upload these now and do the next video maybe tomorrow. I'm kind of worried about some of these fractures on the edge here. I don't know. There seems to be cracks going in, but they just might be the edge of the flakes. There seems to be a few cracks that go in. I'm gonna, when I do the edge work, I'll be able to see if there's anything funny going on, because when I take a chip off, they should all be dished out. You know, when you start chipping on the edge, you leave these semicircular dishes, but if one of the sides is straight, when you take off a flake and one side is straight and the other side is dished, you know there's a crack in there. So you've got to make sure you nap those all out so all the nappings are dished. You don't see any straight sides to any of these. Okay? That's one of the secrets in making sure there's no cracks on your edges. You have to, when you take the flakes off, they've all got to be nice and rounded with no straight sides anywhere. Because if there's a straight side, like I said, there's a crack in there. Okay? So far, so good.